On her deathbed, my wife told me the truth. Our daughter was never ours, not adopted, not switched by some hospital mistake, stolen. We had been married for 35 years. We married young. We had our daughter 10 years in. At least, that's what I always thought. I remember the day she went into labor. I was at work when her water broke. She told me to stay there, said she was fine. I figured it was just the hormones talking. The moment I clocked out, I drove straight to the hospital. She wasn't there. Nobody at the front desk knew where she'd gone. I stood in that waiting room, panicking, until my pager finally went off. It was her. She was already home, asking me where I had been. I asked her how that was even possible. She just kept repeating the same thing, over and over. I'm fine. The baby's fine. Just come home. When I walked through our front door, I found her curled up in her chair, holding our baby, exhausted, drained. But something about the room felt wrong. We had been told for 9 months we were having a boy. The baby in her arms was a girl. When I called the hospital the next morning, nobody could give me a straight answer. One nurse mentioned a mix-up with the charts. Then the line went dead. She said there had been a mistake with the paperwork. I didn't push. I was a new father. I wasn't about to let some clerical error ruin the best night of my life. So I let it go. That first night, I held both of them in bed until they fell asleep in my arms. I rubbed her back. I rocked the baby every time she cried. It felt like the start of something good. Even my mother-in-law was there that night. And she didn't ask a single question either. I didn't think much of that. Not until years later. For the next 18 years, I built my entire life around that little girl. Her first steps, her first day of school, every single birthday. I worked every overtime shift I could, just to keep her in nice shoes and decent gifts. I watched her walk across that graduation stage like it was the proudest day of my life. I clapped until my hands hurt. But people used to say something strange. Nobody ever said she looked like her mother. Nobody ever said she looked like me either. I noticed it too. I just never let it matter. Then came the diagnosis, cancer. I watched the woman I loved disappear in pieces over 2 long years. Her appetite first, then her hair, then, slowly, her grip on reality. The day we lost her, our daughter was 100 miles away at college. So it was just me, alone, holding my wife's hand as she took her final breaths. In those last minutes, she looked at me the way she did the day we first met, except sadder, like she already knew this was the last conversation we'd ever have. I thought she was about to tell me she loved me. I wasn't ready for what came next. Her smile faded, her forehead creased, and she started sobbing. What she told me next, I will never forget. She said our son had died, the real pregnancy, the boy we were promised for 9 months. He didn't survive the delivery, and something in her broke that day. She couldn't accept it, so her mind simply rejected it. While I sat at work believing everything was fine, my wife wandered that hospital in a state nobody noticed, grieving, unraveling, and somewhere down a hallway, she found a baby girl, alone, just long enough. She picked her up. She walked straight out of that hospital with someone else's daughter, came home, and called it a paperwork mistake. For 35 years, I raised a stolen child and never knew it. For 35 years, somewhere out there, another family kept wondering what happened to theirs. I sat there at her bedside, holding the hand of a woman I thought I knew completely, and I felt something I never expected to feel for her in that moment. Relief. Relief that she was finally gone, because I don't know if I could have looked her in the eyes one more day, knowing what she did. My daughter still doesn't know any of this. She still calls me dad. She still hugs me at the door every single Sunday. She has no idea that somewhere out there, a family never stopped looking for her. Some nights I tell myself I'll call someone, a lawyer, the police, anyone who might know what to do with a truth like this. Other nights, I just sit with it, quiet, alone. And honestly, I still haven't found the heart to tell her.